In the early 1930s, two of the most famous people in the world met for the first time, Albert Einstein and Charlie Chaplin. The meeting took place in Hollywood, California, where Einstein was on a speaking tour and Chaplin was making films. Despite their different backgrounds and professions, the two men quickly hit it off and became good friends. The meeting between Einstein and Chaplin was arranged by the famous screenwriter and producer, Sid Chaplin, who was Charlie Chaplin's older brother. Sid had heard that Einstein was in town and suggested that he meet Charlie. Einstein, who was always curious about popular culture, readily agreed. The meeting took place at the home of Harpo Marx, one of the famous Marx brothers. According to Chaplin's autobiography, the two men arrived separately and were introduced to each other by Harpo. Chaplin wrote that he was initially nervous about meeting Einstein, whom he regarded as a living legend. However, he quickly found that Einstein was warm and approachable, with a great sense of humor. Einstein and Chaplin spent several hours together, discussing a wide range of topics. They talked about their respective careers, as well as politics, philosophy, and the nature of creativity. Einstein was fascinated by Chaplin's work and praised him for his ability to create comedy out of everyday situations. Chaplin, in turn, was intrigued by Einstein's theories and asked him to explain them in layman's terms. One of the highlights of the meeting was when Einstein played the violin for Chaplin. Einstein was an accomplished amateur musician and often played the violin to relax. Chaplin was impressed by Einstein's skill and later wrote that the sight of Einstein playing the violin was one of the great moments of my life. The meeting between Einstein and Chaplin was widely reported in the press at the time. It was seen as a meeting between two of the most famous men in the world, and it captured the public's imagination. Both men were viewed as icons of their respective fields, and their friendship was seen as a symbol of the power of creativity and intellect to bridge cultural divides. Despite their different backgrounds and professions, Einstein and Chaplin had a lot in common. Both were outsiders in their own way. Einstein was a Jewish immigrant who had fled Nazi Germany, while Chaplin was an Englishman who had risen to fame in America. Both men were also known for their wit and irreverence, as well as their commitment to social justice. In fact, Einstein and Chaplin shared a deep concern for the political situation in Europe. At the time of their meeting, Hitler had just come to power in Germany, and both men were worried about the rise of fascism. Einstein, who was a committed pacifist, had already spoken out against war and totalitarianism. Chaplin, who was also a pacifist, had made a series of films that satirized fascism and dictatorship. Their shared commitment to social justice would continue to bring Einstein and Chaplin together in the years to come. In 1932, Einstein wrote to Chaplin to express his admiration for his film, City Lights, which he saw as a powerful critique of the capitalist system. Einstein praised Chaplin for his deep understanding of the fundamental problems of human life and urged him to continue making films that would inspire people to think critically about the world around them. Chaplin, for his part, was deeply moved by Einstein's words. He saw in Einstein a kindred spirit who shared his belief in the power of art and culture to change the world. Chaplin later wrote that Einstein was one of the most inspiring figures of our time and that his friendship with Einstein had been one of the great privileges of my life.